standing tall. Guess the shape, test the frame, play this fun little game. Who's that figure in the dark? Mystery leaves a mark. Outline tells a hidden truth. Who is hiding in the proof? Silhouettes in the night, guessing the mystery right. Who is it I'm gonna find? Guess the shadow on my mind. Could it be a friend or foe, standing there in shadows glow? Is it someone that I knew? Silhouette shows just a clue. Tracing lines with my eyes, shake that holds a sweet surprise. Guess again, try to see who's this shadow gonna be. In the dark where lights don't reach, silhouettes they start to teach. Every curve and every line, gonna crack this case just fine. Oh! Silhouettes in the night, guessing the mystery right. Who is it I'm gonna find? Guess the shadow on my mind. Could it be a friend or foe, standing there in shadows glow? Is it someone that I knew? Silhouette shows just a clue. Tracing lines with my eyes, shake that holds a sweet surprise. Guess again, try to see who's this shadow gonna be. In the dark where lights don't reach, silhouettes they start to teach. Every curve and every line, gonna crack this case just fine. Oh! Is it I'm gonna find? Guess the shadow on my mind.
Cats. How are things? Well, they're about as good as I can get at the moment. I guess. You know about my dad, I believe. But how are things with you? But it's nice that somebody actually got here during the opening theme song. Although I'd like to try and get that down to a minute. I'll probably be after our 52nd week, when we're on the month hiatus, I'll probably work on maybe a new theme song. Oh, you haven't heard? Oh, I thought you did. Last Saturday, well, you've been here a while. I'm not sure whether you've been here 2 years or not, or more. I think you have. You may or may not remember, a couple years ago, 2023, I didn't make a super big deal of it, but my dad did have cancer. He had to go in for surgery to get it out. Christmas 2023, that was after my mom died, but he found out that he had it before my mom died. But so yeah, he got that cut out. Cancer of the bladder, had one of those bags, and then anyways, he was in town last Saturday. He told me his cancer's back. Well, not the same cancer, obviously, but he's got it back in his body. I was hearing some talk to somebody on Saturday throughout his body. He's not going through chemo this time because it really kicked his butt, and he learned that, that would give him 6 months to a year, where this first 6 months just making him feel like shit. So he doesn't really want to do that again. So that ends up meaning yes, 3 to 6 months. That's what the doctors say, but I'm praying for a miracle. I'm hoping it happens. It could not happen too, but I acknowledge reality. But I'm praying, and he is unsaved. He does not know the Lord. So I'm not sure what your beliefs are. I'm not sure whether we've talked so much about that. Uh, Thank you. So yeah, prayer for his healing and salvation. Well, I'm not sure. Like I said, I'm not sure your belief systems. Sometimes we get into that stuff here. Sometimes we don't. I think most people know I'm a born again Christian, Bible believing, and according to a couple scriptures, John 3:3, you've got to be born again. Ephesians 6:8-9, I think it is. It's not by our works. It's by grace. So, no man, awesome. You are a Jesus freak. That is good to hear. So am I. So yeah, it's he's never accepted Christ. We did talk a minor bit. I got a little bit to say on things, so I welcome everybody here. But if you come, it's not going to apply to you so much, obviously, since you're a Jesus freak like me. Right, it isn't too late till he's 6 feet under, as they might say, and I am definitely praying for that at the moment. Even if he has to go. Salvation is key. It's knowing that I'm hoping that, he comes to know Christ, but, he was saying one of his big concerns, the thing that he couldn't wrap his head around is, with all the, why a loving God wouldn't do anything about all the evil that's in the world and all that. I'm paraphrasing it or saying it in the best way that I could, because I can't remember exactly how he phrased it. Yes, he's an atheist. He's not like, what's his name? He doesn't go around preaching it or whatever, but because he can't grasp, like I said, what that thing about how a loving God, could allow all the evil, the cracked up stupidity that's in the world. Although, he's one he's not as bad as a lot out there, obviously, or hopefully, obviously, but he's not as good as some others either. You have to ask him what evil is. I think I got a gist of it. I'm just not sure how to put it into words. Like I said, we talked a little bit on Saturday when I was with him. But, this is a few hours after, a couple hours after. I'm still a bit of a bumbling idiot. Trying ever so hard not to completely break down. Yeah, my answer is his question. Yeah, I was doing a little bit of that. I obviously said about, maybe not obviously, said about free will. I even asked him something about, like, would you want God stopping you from doing something wrong or whatever? But then again, we got to go into God's definition of wrong and something that he might like to do that God stops him. Yeah, I had that conversation with him years ago, or tried to. It didn't go nowhere. um, about something out of nothing. Um, I'm gonna be seeing him next weekend. We're gonna be celebrating his birthday a week early. Him and his stepson was gonna be throwing him a big bash up near his place for his 77th birthday, but it's also turning into a celebration of life because he doesn't want the hoopla of a funeral and all that after he's gone. So that's next weekend, April 26th, the Saturday. So I'll be seeing him then. Hopefully, I'm going to get to talk to him about a lot of this stuff. I'm going to try and convince him to read the Gospels, starting with John, and I'm going to try and get him to search out the answers to that question, or the questions to, through YouTube or through the net, say, have you ever sought out the answers to this question? I know I did a bad job of it a couple weeks ago. Yeah. Yeah, I've seen that. I'm not sure whether Rays would work on him, that method. My dad knows he stole him. Unfortunately, he buys it. Although he's an atheist, he buys into a little bit of the belief that you can atone for your sins after you're dead. Almost the purgatory type thing. Hey, Metal, how are you? I don't believe so. I know he's had some friends that are Catholic. Uh, I'm not sure. Uh, not. I don't think he was raised Catholic. I think some sort of Protestant. I'm not sure. Uh, oh, sorry to hear that, Metal. And I know you know what's going on with my dad a little bit. Minor update from the post I put on um, Twitter. Um, my dad saw his cancer doctor on Tuesday, and the diagnosis is 3 to 6 months. What's he getting a blood transfusion for, anyways, Metal? Exactly, or do you know? I will try to remember to keep that in my prayers. No one knows. Hopefully, he knows, or the doctors. Yes, we're going to give you just a blood transfusion, just to give you a blood transfusion. We're going to waste the blood that we use for blood transfusions just to give you a blood transfusion for the sake of it. I personally think he's been drinking even more than normal due to losing so much family lately, and in general hasn't been taking care of himself. I like changing as well. Definitely sorry to hear that, Metal. Yeah, because you lost your mom, what, about 3 years ago now? Or is it more too? And I think you've told me you lost a couple other people too. Your family. As I think somebody said last week. Maybe it was Alpha. That's the thing that sucks about getting old. People die. I've been to way too many funerals in my life. I've probably been to over 40 funerals in my life, I think. Somewhere between 30 and 40, maybe more. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's hard. I could just imagine. Well, it's only been about a year and a half, or just over a year and a half ago that I lost my mom. And it could be within 2 years of her death that I lose my dad, or just over. I was to all four of my grandparents, aunts, uncles, cousins, friends. It just adds up. My mom's. Friends, families. So four grandparents, my mom. That's five right there. I will be 52 in June. Outcast. Near the end of June. I had a cousin, younger cousin, die than me. I have had a few older cousins. I've had some aunts and uncles die. I thought I was older than you. I'm 50. Yeah, that's nothing new. I don't look that old. We're coming up on 20 after. Anyways, my dad has a big family. He is one of 8 siblings himself, and it's been like that since he lost his older brother back into the. Yeah, yeah. Let's see. How many is in my dad's family? My dad, his 2 brothers, and I think he's got 5 sisters, so I think it's like 8 as well. My let's see. So 3 boys. My Aunt Diane, my Aunt Lee, my Aunt Cheryl, my Aunt Linda, Diane, Lee, Cheryl, Linda, Joanne. That's 5. Yeah, I don't think there's any more. So 8 as well in my dad's family. Anyway, so let's get on with this. Hopefully this will be a slightly brighter thing. As you know, this is tonight's thing is TV shows, can be cartoons, live action, that have had an Easter episode or special. You can name the show or the, well, you don't have to name the exact episode. So shows that have had an Easter special or episode. So are you guys ready for round one? You will get the background and the characters will be silhouetted out. So you'll have a little bit of help on that. Yeah. Okay, so round one begins now. Do you have enough? Well, technically, I would like 3 people here, although you're a third person, but you're not going to participate, Metal. But at about 8:15 or 8:20, without as many people, anybody here, 3 people or more, like if it was 3 people more at 10 after, I'd start. But if they're not here by 20 after, I just start. Quarter after, 20 after. So, anyways, here's round one. And seeing as how Metal's not going to guess, yes, it's The Simpsons. Nice, easy start. Oh, we'll conclude that by Peter as well. Hey, Peter. And Peter, I did think about your suggestion about the timer. The only problem with that is, say, Alpha would see the end before you guys would see it end. So it wouldn't help the matter that Alpha sees everything first. It would look like he's responding before for you guys the end of the timer. He would see the end of the timer. The only thing I could do is do my own countdown, and then say when I put something in the chat that says you can say, when I believe everybody would have seen it, but he will still have had it written out, and all he has to do is hit enter. Yeah, but because he would know, he would be hitting enter when the timer runs out for him, and the timer wouldn't have run out for you guys. Yeah, I guess. What do you got? What do you got? Okay, we'll do it once and see what happens here. Well, I have a 30-second timer, so nobody put an answer in before the timer runs down for round 2. I'm going to put it on a couple seconds before. And I know you're going to be putting it in before everybody. Just remember, everybody, Alpha will probably see it and have the answer before the time you think the timer's run out, because the way it is. He sees. So here goes round 2. Wait till the timer's out for you, Alpha, before putting in an answer. You gotta wait till the timer's out, Flit. Yeah, okay. That doesn't work. Yeah, like I knew you would be able to see it and put it in. Peter's just wanting to see the picture before the timer, before everybody else. He wants to see the timer before he sees the answer. Or he wants to see the picture before he sees the answer. And I sort of get that. So, except for Flit, oh, um, did you see it before? Did you see the picture before Alpha put his answer in? Flit, Peter. Okay, so I'm not sure how I'm gonna do this. I want to be fair. Flit technically put it first, but he didn't hear the timer talk. The only reason Alpha didn't do it sooner was because he did. Chose. So I'm trying to figure out who do I put first. Agreed dinner time. You know what? It's going to be a tie for first today on that one. You both get the 3 points. And then Outcast. Well, there's going to be a way to figure it out. Yeah, well, we're just trying to get it away for people to see the picture before somebody puts the answer in. Everybody gets to see the picture before anybody gets put the thing. Okay, so Flit, this time, we'll try it once more. Hopefully nobody comes in the middle of this. It's less about what you see and more about knowing the answer. Okay, so we'll try this one more time with the timer. So nobody put in the answer till the timer runs down. So bye-bye Teen Titans Go. We'll start the timer again and see how this works. Now, Peter, did you see the picture before Alpha put in his answer? Wow. Well, the timer's going to run down for Alpha first because just like he sees the picture first, that timer's running down for him first. My just thing is, did you see the picture before he wrote South Park or put South Park in the thing? Okay, that's all that's the best I can do because the so you still have a chance to put the answer in the chat, Peter. You haven't exactly put an answer in yet. And like I said, you can copy his answer, anybody's answer, if you think it's correct. Now, if we do that keep doing that in the future, Alpha, Outcast, do you mind having that timer for people to actually see the picture? Although you're probably still going to get it first. And yes, it is South Park. Yeah, the waiting makes no difference for you. Okay, so we'll go. But like Peter said, at least people will get to see the picture before Alpha writes it in the thing. We just have to remember, Alpha's not cheating. He's not writing before the timer goes down. It's gone down for him. Get past the internet. Okay, so round 4 to find out the score. Oh, and I forgot to put the timer on. Just. We're supposed to be, yes. Alpha. I think what got confused is the fact that I didn't put the timer up right away. So that is my fault. So if anybody wants to guess this, yeah, it's like I said. I get that, Alpha. I do. It's like Peter said. The question is, does anybody else have a problem with the fact that you don't get to see the picture before you see the answer, or at least Alpha's answer? True, true. That's why I say your answer. uh, yeah, I just like you said, trying to make it fun for everybody. I know everybody usually has fun too, but okay, yes, the answer is the Pink Panther, and because of my stupidity, we're going to do a Alpha Outcast tie for first. So they both get 3 points. And nobody else guessed in the chat. Or I don't think. Okay, so I guess we're just going to say the heck with the timer. Hopefully Peter can have some fun just chatting back and forth, and because I think there are going to be some this one that I don't think Alpha's going to know right away. So round 5, because the first 5 rounds are usually the easiest, and then I try and make it a little harder from there. Are you guessing, Flit? Are you still here, Flit? Answer before it's on the back. Hey, that's cool. Well, I guess Flit isn't answering. Yes, this is the Bugs Bunny Easter special. I would have also accepted Looney Tunes as an answer. So, yes, I'm accepting Bugs Bunny as an answer. So, and Bugs Bunny and Friends. Okay, so round 6 for the fix. Do, 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 do. Okay, so it doesn't look anybody like anybody else is answering. So yes, it is Paw Patrol. And how's the mall, Peter? Okay, bye-bye, Paw Patrol. Go bark up another tree. So round 7. Let's hope it doesn't bring you to heaven. But it seemed to take Alpha a little bit for the Paw Patrol one. Now, see, Alpha's definitely seen this, and he doesn't know what it is. So this is somebody's chance to try and beat Alpha. Although Outcast has tried, and maybe he's successful, maybe he's not. I can't say till I'm saying the round's over. So I'm going to give a 30-second countdown for the round to be over for you to get your answers in. And that was... I, and I'll give an extra 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And it is the show, the Bernstein Bears Easter Special. Like I said, this can be cartoons or live action. Okay, there goes round 7. Now we're on round 8 to learn somebody's fate. Okay, this might be an easy one. Yes, it is Peppa Pig. So we have Alpha, followed by Out, followed by Peter. Okay. Peppa should have been down a little bit more because she was an easier one. I knew it, but... Here's round 9. Maybe it'll be fine. Hey, hey, yo, right on. It's fine over. Yeah, the show was Feld over, wasn't it? I was thinking, was it called the Cosby Show? No, but because of Bill leading it, Bill Cosby. Oh shit! I had to think there for a sec. Well, what was his show with where he was a doctor and had a family? Live action? Wasn't that the Cosby Show? They weren't both called the Cosby Show, were they? I'm giving you guys the points. Because even I don't know what that one. Offhand. Okay, so round 10. Oh, accidentally. Where you see that white there in the near what might be a shoulder, it's supposed to be black too. Well, can take away the background. Do, 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 do. I'll put the background there. Actually, the background could give you. Okay, but and you've also put in an answer, so we're giving a 30-second countdown for somebody people to just put in some sort of answer, and then I'll do a 10-second countdown just because not everybody sees the end of that countdown at the same time. Ten, nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, so here we go. Unfortunately, folks, you were wrong. It is MASH. And that is Radar with a Lamb. People seem to be on the lamb now. Yeah, I never watched that show. Come on later in the night. Interesting. Put me to sleep as a kid. Well, I got to see a few episodes as a kid, or parts of episodes. But I've watched the whole series as an adult. It's a good show. I would highly recommend it. So here's round 11. I think Peter might have gone. He got busy talking to somebody.
The timer has commenced. Keep your answer in before the end.
Oh, driving. All of a sudden, it was 13 seconds behind. Oh, wow. Okay, so let's see who is right and who is wrong. Although there's only two people that guessed, and they guessed the same answer. So either they're both right or they're both wrong. So what do you guys think your chances are you're right? Is it? Do you think it's a 100% chance you're right? Or is it less? Alpha. Okay, I was not answering. Unless he's not hearing me. But you are right. It is Everybody Loves Raymond. Definitely one you had to think about, right, Alpha? Didn't as get as fast as Peppa Pig or Fat Albert. So bye bye. Everybody Loves Raymond. Are you ready for round 12? I don't know how to make 12 with my hands. I don't have that finny meaty fingers. Do, 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 do. 12. Any guesses, Alpha? Are you still here, Alpha? Or have you gone to get nachos? Okay, we're putting the timer on because we don't know where Alpha is. Okay. Okay. I will give you this much. There is one right answer in the chat. Who thinks they're right? Who thinks they're 100% right that this is the answer that they gave? I don't know what that one's for. I don't know what the first one's for. You're thinking. Well, I guess that makes that true. Yeah, it's a Johnny. It's just a question of whether it's a Johnny Phantom or a Johnny Test. Or a Johnny Test a Phantom. Okay, here goes. The right answer belongs to Alpha. It is Johnny Test. So I'm just trying to make this more fun, with this sort of stuff. So we're on to round 13. Here we go. Round 13. There is a quick look without the background, and there's back with background. Hey, Mike. Sort of going over your thing, but my work ran a little late, so I had to start this a little later than normal. Okay, nobody's going, so we're time to get that 30-second countdown. Can you name this show? It had an Easter special. Well, I'd say one of you had the right time period, but neither of you got the right answer. And that's definitely not how you spell Laverne and Shirley. And Shirley, this is not the Beverly Hillbillies. It's Bonanza. Let's Laverne this one and go on to round 14. Any guesses, Alpha? And okay, she didn't need to put it in twice. I would have accepted the first one. Yes, the Fresh Prince of Bel Air. Okay, bye bye, Fresh. Let's not get fresh. Let's get round 15. I recommend. Yeah, that's why I put in the backgrounds. This one might be a hard one. Okay, time for the 30-second countdown, it seems. Let's see whether anybody's going to put any answers in. Well, I will accept that from Flit at the last second. But Flit is right. It is news radio. But I can see how you would think it was Frasier. They have a very similar, shall we say, setting. Okay, so let's see. Next week. I haven't thought about next week's yet. You know what? I gotta look at. I don't know these shows, and I had to get my nachos. Okay, so have you guys checked out my latest animating video? My AI animating? Right. Uh, so, okay, so we had characters that debate, video game characters, cartoons, famous. It's been a while since we did something famous. Famous. We've done famous Boyds, we've done famous cats, villain teams. It's been 5 episodes. So we've done famous Boyds, and we've done famous dogs, right? Next week should be characters known for their big bow ties. I haven't commented on it, but the results are getting better. What results are getting better? Characters that aren't animals but named after animals? Ooh. For characters named after food? I like the first one. There are enough of those. Ribbons, Rick. Ribbons. Oh, I saw the recent one. Yeah, I just. Yeah, I just put one up today, this morning, before I left for work. Yeah. Those are definitely a couple good ones. Let me read. Although I don't know too many characters named after food. Or I haven't. Don't think I do, anyways. I'll have to come. Seconds. Okay, so, yeah, let's see. We've had famous birds and famous dogs. We've had ducks, which I guess would be famous ducks. We've had villain teams. Horror. Okay, I think I'm gonna go a simple one for next week because it doesn't seem to be here. We're going famous cats. Okay, I wouldn't even know that those things were food. Yeah, we could do that. Demons. Yeah, Cross Comics Demons. We will be doing an Angel AI one eventually. I just gotta get them all done. I'm looking at all my folders here, although I know there's not. Let's see. I search for cats and I don't get anything. Let's see. I'll do videos. Well, it doesn't say. It just says episode. Unless it was in the first 6 episodes, which I don't know. And the first few weren't topical. What about famous clowns? Okay, I guess we could do famous clowns. It's not an animal. That could be interesting. I think I'm still on a delay. Stream was buffering a while ago, so I dipped for a while. Even more modern ones. Naruto is the fish cake in ramen. Okay. So I guess we'll do that. Famous clowns. I think I know what the first one's gonna be. And it's gonna be famous clowns in comic books or cartoons. Well, yeah, Metal, since you don't play, yeah, if you have any suggestions for manga or anime type ones and can help me find those, something that you know what would be more common and a little bit more difficult for people. Why not all famous clowns? Well, you want me to include live action ones too, Alpha? You have normally a show on Thursdays. what would you think about doing some sort of co-hosting of this? Okay, I guess we can have live action ones too. More options. Yeah, I would think we would have enough with just those two, but yeah. Cartoons and comics. All clowns. Okay, famous clowns, live action, it includes. You guys speak. I'm not sure. Would I don't think I would consider mimes clowns. Otherwise, you could include Lunette and Molly. Okay, I have no idea who they are. Although they are to make they can make you laugh. By stuff they do, I wouldn't say mimes are. They can be funny, for sure, but they're not. How do, I don't really think of mimes trying to do the funny stuff. Clowns do. Mimes sometimes try and get across a message. Possibly. I'm trying to think how. It's just to me, clowns and mimes don't seem the same. Oh, the big. I've heard of the big comfy couch, though. Metal. I didn't watch it, but I've heard of it. I've seen clips of it or portions of it. I guess mimes are just too silent to be clowns. They don't. Do they clown around? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think of this. My offhand response is I wouldn't say mimes are clowns. I could possibly see one coming from the other. Mimes are usually dressed in black and white, where clowns are all sorts of variety of colors. But, anyways, so yeah, next week, famous clowns, live action or cartoons or comic books. So, everybody like that, famous clowns? And I ain't clowning around. he is a clown and he is famous, but he's not a clown in the same way the clowns are that we will probably be getting. I think I could get the 15 clowns with comic books and cartoons, but easy enough. But metal, yeah. With you half mentioning it, would you be up for maybe being a co-host on just this show? Yes, he is. Yes, but I don't think he was trying to be funny when doing it. Although he did end up being funny. Because he stuck out his tongue a lot while doing it. Especially when being photographed. Okay. I'm not sure whether Metal is going to answer my question or not, so. Especially live. So we will. I'm not going. Okay. So yeah, I'm not going to be here. Saturday because I'm going to help a friend pack their mom's apartment. No, their mom's not dead. Just her mom has to move. We moved into a nursing home. She can't really do stuff on her own or be left alone. So I'm getting picked up Saturday morning for that. So yeah, I guess we'll talk to everybody later. Maybe Saturday night, if you're free, we can go over Canadian Shield 4 Metal to get it done. I've actually went over it myself. Thank you, you too. Yes, happy Easter, everybody. Hope you have a good Easter. I'm going to a Good Friday service tomorrow morning, and then I'm probably going to go see 2 shows tomorrow. I am going to go see the King of Kings movie, and I'm going to go see Minecraft. So, yeah. Happy Easter. God bless all. We will see you hopefully Monday for lesser known Bible stories. God bless.